Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Francis, the CEO for Preferred. We are an AI-powered platform revolutionizing recruitment through incentivized referrals. But myself, I'm a Hong Kong-born entrepreneur, something you may not appreciate when you first see me or hear me. My father was in the Hong Kong police for 35 years, and my mum came to Hong Kong as a 10-year-old. So I grew up in the city, and it's in a really amazing city. I started off my career as a financial services headhunter 19 years ago. Spent 5.5 years working for a British boutique headhunting company, and then made the first jump on my entrepreneurial journey by starting a headhunting company called Silverstrand that provides opportunities to financial services professionals, mainly in the buy side. So working with a number of hedge funds, prop trading firms, and family offices. Um, After that, about 3 or 4 years in, I founded another recruitment company called Cleverly Search, which was focusing more on ESG, sustainability, and the built environment. That business we were able to take to profitability, and we also had a number of contractors that were in that business. And interestingly, this is when my career takes a bit of a pivot in my early 30s. I saw that there was an opportunity in the market to create a lending platform that could provide financing to asset-light companies such as Silverstrand and Cleverly Search, the two headhunting companies that I owned. So utilizing the network that I've made in business, I was able to actually create a fintech company called Zettle back in 2018, which was initially created to provide loans to SMEs in Hong Kong, primarily recruitment companies. But soon after launch, we saw plenty of demand in Singapore, as well as also in Malaysia, and we soon expanded into the Philippines as well. So this business went from really nothing but an idea to being a real business with two co-founders with valid financial services experience, both of whom had been licensed professionals previously. And it meant that we were able to get the business going. I would bring in the first customers, doing a lot of the marketing, partnerships, and so on, and they would focus on the credit and risk, as well as the financial modeling and programming side of the business. And look, we were able to take that business from nothing to cash flow break even in 2024 and profitability last year as well. And that company, I'm very proud to say, has dispersed about $1 billion in loans since it started, supporting entrepreneurs and SMEs across the region, but obviously from Hong Kong. So it's interesting that you can have these different types of entrepreneurial journeys in this city. It's quite unique, this high concentration of individuals, of capital, and opportunity as well. And yes, it's a great place to start a business and get going. And I actually talk about this a lot. I say that there's nowhere else on earth where you can wake up and watch the sunrise at the top of a mountain, go into the CBD and have a Michelin-starred lunch, and then go and have a sunset dip in a white sand beach. And all of those things are 10 minutes away from each other. We're quite lucky to be where we are. So I'm here to talk to you about two things. One is, how Hong Kong is for startups and my personal entrepreneurial journey in that. But the second is also to help you understand the job market, given my experience in recruitment, and how AI has impacted this. So I shared with you my prior background, starting off as a headhunter, then a recruitment entrepreneur, then a fintech entrepreneur. So what am I actually doing now? For the last year and a half, I've been building an AI-enabled recruiting platform that utilizes human-verified referrals. So let me explain that to you. We are from the ground up an AI-native platform, and we actually are also now an agentic platform. But what we believe and value highly is that human-verified referrals are an important signifier of success. Now, you've probably come across some issues if you've been involved in the job market in the last 2 or 3 years. And one of those is that you are applying to dozens, if not hundreds of roles, and you're getting no feedback, nothing whatsoever, sometimes not even a response. But to be honest with you, the problem is also on the other side too. If you're an employer, you're dealing with 300 to 400% more applications than ever before. And this is a real problem because you have AI filters that employers are using, and you now have AI tools that job seekers are using to bypass the AI filters. And so You're getting more and more of these AI augmented and sometimes even faked resumes. And the problem is now employers don't know what they can trust. So you can see here some of the problems in the recruitment market. On the employer side, unqualified applicants, an inefficient process, this proliferation of AI-generated CVs applying to AI-generated job descriptions. This makes the process take more time and cost a lot more money. And of course, this can also lead to new issues, poor retention, a lack of diversity, and so on. But of course, for job seekers also, it can be demoralizing to apply for dozens, if not hundreds of roles and get no feedback. You need something to grow. You need something to help you evolve. And that's what's severely lacking in the market at the moment. Now, AI is a very powerful tool. It's transforming all industries, of which recruitment is one. And what AI is very good at doing is automating routine tasks. It can break down a role into its constituent parts, and it can replicate those to a pretty high standard. But what it cannot do yet is actually replace the entire nuance of a role, interpersonal relationships, critical thinking, the ability to work with others. There are a number of things that AI is not yet able to do. And I think if you've been involved in hiring or if you've been a job seeker at any point this year, you might have noticed a shift from the beginning of the year, where from around February onwards, the talk was all about the AI jobs apocalypse and how jobs would be destroyed by next year. I believe one of the quotes was 50% of all white-collar jobs will be gone by the end of 2027. And of course, it was a pretty scary time. Particularly a lot of technology companies did make cuts, sometimes 20, 30, or 40% of their workforce. But if you've been paying attention to the news in the last couple of months, the narrative has shifted again. We've had OpenAI and Anthropic both come out and say that the jobs apocalypse is not going to occur, certainly not in the next few years. We even had Mark Zuckerberg this week and Jensen Huang last week say that they do not foresee there will be a significant reduction in jobs. In fact, we are starting to see through the data that there is now new job creation. In particular, the new role of the forward deployed engineer, in essence, a software engineer who can utilize AI and help other companies go through AI transformation, as well as data center engineers and technicians. Data centers are proliferating all over the world, and anybody involved in those industries can also see opportunities there. So what we're doing here at Preferred is we're utilizing AI with humans. So it's a critical difference with us versus a lot of the other AI recruiting tools out there. We believe in something called the centaur effect, which is that human output can be increased by the use of AI as a tool, rather than the outright replacement of individuals by technology. And crucially, you too can learn these skills. Even if you don't already have valid work experience with AI, you can just download these tools, open an account, and start using them. You don't have to even monetize it. Build something, show that you can conceptualize, create, and iterate any kind of a product or tool, because this is a skill set you can use in your job. Now, coming back to us for a second, as I mentioned, we're utilizing AI to augment human output, but also in particular for hiring, we're using these referrals from humans as a signal, because we believe that a human verified referral is far more powerful than a CV alone. And when they are allied together, we get a much better understanding of an individual. So what we do at Preferred is we take that referral, we analyze the CV, we might also look at a cover letter, we then scan the internet for other alternative data to back up who you are and what you've done. The next level is actually to conduct AI interviews themselves so that we can get a deeper understanding of that individual. Now, as you can see, we're addressing this for 3 different user personas: the employers, those that are hiring people to work; the job seekers, those that are looking for work, which is probably a lot of you; and referrers, those that are helping to grow the network. Many referrers are actually job seekers. Some of them could be recruiters as well. So crucially, we're one marketplace with 3 winners, and we're obviously working for the employers and the job seekers. We want employers to get a better curated list of individuals and save time and money. We want job seekers to get better matches and not have to deal with the application process that is slow and demoralizing. So for us, it's a compound network effect. The referrers on our platform actually receive around half of our fee for making those introductions. The candidates are coming in with a much deeper level of evaluation as we're presenting it to the employers. And the employers are obviously getting a short list of individuals. So a job is posted by the employer. It's matched to our members and referrers automatically using agentic AI. They can then refer a number of individuals in their network, and then these networks are shared onwards and onwards. This is the compound network effect that we are talking about. And obviously what makes us different is also important. So in the traditional hiring process, you could use a recruitment consultancy, and actually executive search is very good at what they do. But of course, they can be sometimes slow or expensive. So typically you're going to use them for, a mid to senior level hire. It's a higher cost, a slightly limited reach, but good at what they do. AI-only tools can obviously do all of the transactional and volume-based work, but it's very depersonalized. And it indeed is also suffering from AI bots and AI-generated content. So you need to put in place what we call a human circuit breaker, which is where, again, we take the best of AI and humans, and we ally them together. And this is how we're able to find better talent at speed and still verify the chain of provenance, where they come from, and their suitability for a role. And we do this at a very simple 8 to 10% flat fee, depending on the region. In Hong Kong, we charge an 8% success fee to the employer. So these AI-powered referrals is the key thing for us. And this is obviously why we've been able to establish a footprint for ourselves in the city. So as mentioned, we're doing a variety of different things here on the platform. There's the initial AI-powered job posting. There's the candidate matching and screening. There's obviously understanding through these voice AI and email AI agents, a deeper granular understanding of the individuals. There's the analytics dashboard. There's the academic credential checking, and of course the referral testimonials. What all of these are signals. And what it does is it allows us to get a better understanding of an individual and their suitability for a role. What gets me really excited is when you think about how people look for jobs traditionally. You scroll for hours, maybe on a weekend on a jobs board. You apply for dozens or hundreds of roles, hoping for the best, and hear nothing. The way that people are going to look for jobs in the future, in the very near future, is going to be quite different. As we're already building now, we have AI agents that are dealing with the employers, they're dealing with these referrers, and they can deal with the job seekers. Once we've identified the chain of provenance and we're able to identify different sources of data on you, you can actually just have these agents working in the background, applying on your behalf, and just connecting with you when there's already a match for you. So there's a match for you and for the employer, and it's all happening in the background automatically. Then you basically can go straight into an opportunity at the earliest stage, knowing that you've got, in essence, a warm introduction. You don't have to worry about an automated rejection. You're going into a conversation, at least warm. Can't guarantee you'll get the job, but at least you're going to have your foot in the door, and you're going to have a chance. So hopefully you've learned a little bit more about how AI is transforming recruitment, how it can obviously automate these routine tasks, but also how, despite some of the doom and gloom you've heard in the market, it is also creating these new high-demand jobs and also hybrid roles. The way that people work in the future is going to look a little bit different to how people worked in the past. There's going to be a lot more freelancers and contractors. You're going to probably have, 2 to 3 side projects or side hustles. You're going to have multiple streams of income. Maybe you'll have an e-commerce business that you've bootstrapped. You might do some real estate, or maybe still trading some stocks and digital assets on the side. You'll have probably the majority of your day working on a particular project, and then you might have another smaller project that you're also doing outside of that. It can sound daunting and like you're having to do 12, 14-hour days, but it may not be like that. It might look similar in terms of time commitment to what we're doing now, and it could even potentially be less. And you may end up having a bit more, work-life balance or work-life integration too. So I hope you've enjoyed this webinar. I've certainly enjoyed being able to share more with you about the opportunity that I've had. Certainly, I've been born in Hong Kong. I'd like to thank Hong Kong Talent Engage Global Online Career Fair as well for giving us this opportunity. And of course, if you are interested in exploring any career opportunities in Hong Kong, be sure to visit their website. Be sure to visit Hong Kong Talent Engage Global Online Career Fair. And of course, you can browse the job openings and engage in live chats with them or with Hong Kong employers. And of course, also go to preferred.io. We're on all social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. You can go onto our website. You can apply for jobs directly if you see them. You can refer people in your networks for other jobs if you know people that will be valid, and you're going to receive a portion of our fee for doing so. And conversely, if you are an entrepreneur, an SME owner, and you are looking to find talent, of course, there's good talent in Hong Kong. There's also great talent across the border, and there's plenty of people that are looking to come into Hong Kong at the moment, given its amazing opportunities, as well as its tax regime and ability to set up businesses here. So I'm always available. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. I'm normally pretty responsive. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you found that informative, and wish you a good day ahead.